Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. So the topic for today, let me repeat it. The topic, it will be cover letters and email message content for potential translation clients. And first of all, let me clarify what we are not going to talk about. This session is not about cold emails or similar methods to reach your potential clients, potential direct clients. Actually, I'm against cold emails coming out of nowhere. I guess you don't like those spammy messages too. Moreover, these kind of messages usually get into spam folders, so it doesn't matter how many messages you've sent to your potential clients, they simply won't see them. Or even just delete them without reading. So this session is about cover letters and email messages you send to the potential clients when you already know who they are and understand that they might need your help. You already found information on their website or maybe on other platforms. So you've learned about their need, their demand for translation services, and you think that you might be helpful. So I can distinguish between two types of cover letters. The first one is a formal cover letter. It is usually a hard copy or a scanned document that you send to hiring managers or recruiters in addition to a resume. In modern market conditions, cover letters can be embedded into email message text, and it's a common case when you send cover letters along with your CV in just an email message. So, and the second type will be this kind of cover letter embedded into a resume text. So, there are several cases when you need a cover letter. As a rule, recruiters request cover letters when you apply to in-house position. If you are going to work as an independent contractor, you will need a commercial offer rather than a cover letter. But in the majority of cases, you will also need a cover letter to apply for freelance position on freelance job portals or something like that. However, the main idea behind all this fuss is that you shall send a cover letter when you are asked to do so. So, namely, when you apply to in-house position, to a job post on the freelance platform, and when you receive information request or request for quote or some other request from a company, or when you find announcement about a tender like this. If you're trying to send an unexpected emails to with your curriculum vitae or resume, which under normal condition which under normal conditions will not be assumed as spam. Oh, so it's again my cat running a mess, running around. Okay, so if you're trying to send an unexpected email with your CV, it will be a kind of unexpected email from nowhere, and it will be considered as spam. So I think that all unwanted and all unexpected emails are nothing but spam. So you should send your cover letter only when people expect to receive some kind of information from you. And in order to do that, in order to send emails that will be interesting for your potential clients, you should do your homework. Before applying for a job post or answering a quote request with a cover letter, you should prepare and learn as much as you can about the potential client. This includes general company data, what products and services they produce, in which markets they operate, what are their goals and values, etc. Also, try to find the name of the recruiter or an employee responsible for consideration of your job, of any job applications. All this will help you find the right approach and the appropriate writing style for your cover letter. The purpose of your cover letter. When you prepare a cover letter, remember the following. Cover letter shall be used to supplement your resume with information that doesn't fit resume format. Provide more information about your exclusive experience and explain how you can apply that experience to solve problems of the company or a potential client, let's say. Structure and content of a cover letter. The cover letter starts with a header. For a formal printed or maybe scanned cover letters, you should include your contact details. As a rule, it is your company or your business address. And you should also indicate the date when this document was prepared. Of course, if you send a cover letter in the body text of your email message, you don't need this section. And in this case, an email title will serve as a header, of your content letter. The next section is greeting. As I mentioned earlier, you should do your homework. So tell me which of the following greetings you like more. The first one, to whom it may concern, and the second, Dear John Smith. The first one is impersonal, and the second option shows that you spent time to find the name of a recruiter, and your efforts will definitely catch attention of a recruiter when he or she opens your cover letter or your email with a cover letter. So the next section is introduction. Get right to the point. Use maybe 1, 2, or 3 short sentences to describe why you applied for this job, why you are a perfect candidate, where you find this job posting, or how you learned about the company. So the next section will be why choose you. Provide a couple of examples when you did a great job working on similar projects and performing similar functions. Show your previous experience that can be useful for the company. And almost the last section of the cover letter is conclusion. In the last paragraph, you should try to establish your strong point, your strong position and willingness to join the company or work on a certain project. Show your readiness to discuss the details and conditions over the phone or maybe via email. The next session is called sign off. So you can end your cover letter with the standard sign off phrases like best regards or sincerely, and also put your full name at the end of the cover letter. Now let's go to the next section of today's presentation. It will be style and branding, and the language style you choose will depend on the company requirements. Of course, if it's a large corporation, maybe it makes sense to use a formal language and read more about their requirements, which they apply to the cover letters, or what do they expect from their applicants. But in any case, I do not recommend using overly formal or too complex language, too complex phrases. You should be able to deliver your message in a clear and concise form. Also, don't be afraid to add a personal touch to your cover letter. Put your logo in a header. Use branded formatting and fonts. Of course, for these purposes, you need to have a personal brand first. A personal brand which will define certain styles, colors, logotypes, and other similar branded elements that you can use to distinguish yourself from other from other applicants and other people who are trying to catch attention of a recruiter or a company. Then a very important point here, same as about your resume, is the length. Actually, it's getting harder to grab attention of readers these days. Therefore, you should try to keep your cover letter as short and as informative as possible. Ideally, it should consist of 3-4 paragraphs, and it should not exceed 1 page. In case of a cover letter embedded in the email message, you have to express the key idea in the very first line of your cover letter. Use other 2-3 lines for additional details. So let's take an example. A cover letter for a translation agency. It's a common case when cover letter is embedded into an email message, and as a rule, if you have been using pros.com or any similar freelance platform before, you could see that many recruiters, they are asking for specific details to be included into a cover letter in addition to a resume. So let's see an example. I have prepared a short example cover letter. As I mentioned before, you should start with a personal message, like "Dear John Smith." It's much better than writing to some unknown person. And when a recruiter sees that you have applied some efforts to find this information, it will be the first positive thing that he or she sees in the cover letter. So then the next line is about where you found information about this opportunity. So I found your job post on pros.com. I found your tender announcement in a local newspaper. I found your information request in my inbox. So it happens sometimes. For instance, over the last week, I received 3 or even 4 information requests from local companies asking for translation services, and that was just an information request. So, and don't be afraid to mention this where you find this information. Also, and the next part will be about your knowledge and expertise and how you can use it for the benefit of the company. So here I wrote, and I like to apply my expert knowledge in, let's say, English, Russian, legal translation to help your company establish strong and secure business relations with the foreign partners. Actually, in this part, you can replace this part with a benefit that you can provide to the company depending on the company requirements. So if it's a software localization company seeking for translators in a certain language pair with certain language skills and computer skills, you should inform this company about these skills, those skills they need. And in the next sentence, provide some information about the previously completed projects. Like, I have successfully completed 3 large company mirror agreement translations over the last few months, which I successfully completed and which were closely related to exactly this field of expertise. And I believe that my specialized experience can make me a perfect candidate for this position. So describe why this company should hire you. They should understand that you have all necessary skills and you have successfully implemented it during previous projects. And it would be also cool if you can name those projects specifically, unless you have confidentiality agreement with the previous clients. But anyway, I guess you already have this kind of projects or public projects that you can include into your cover letter. So next, also since we are talking about a translator's cover letter, you should remember that In many cases, clients are asking for two main details straight in your cover letter, in their information request or request for quotation. So these two points are the project cost and the project timing. So you can provide detailed information, relatively without going into much details, just overall cost estimate of the project and the anticipated turnover time for this project, if required, of course, if required in the job posting. And the last paragraph, you can say that for negotiations, maybe for further, you're open to receive further project details and to provide more information about your qualification and your skills and expertise. And here it's the right place to provide your contact details like email or phone number. And as I already mentioned, the last thing you should do on your cover letter, you can include some brief thank you note, like thanks a lot for your time and consideration, and use a sign off phrases like best regards and your full name at the end. So this is all that I wanted to tell you about cover letters. I think that next time we should discuss in more details such topic as commercial offer, so that you will be able to prepare and to write an interesting and attractive, eye-catching commercial offer for your potential direct clients. And let's come to kind of conclusion. And there are several key points, several takeaways that you should focus your attention on. So the first one, do your homework, learn as many details as you can to make a stunning first impression with your cover letter. Then keep it short and precise. 3 paragraphs consisting of 3-4 sentences are more than enough. In any case, try not to make it more than a 1-page cover letter. Don't talk too much of yourself. Instead, show how you can apply skills and knowledge to the benefit of the company you're applying to. And try to avoid overly complicated official style. Use clear and professional language and don't be afraid of creativity. Of course, to a limited extent, to the extent of the project you're applying for. And finally, add branding to your sorry, it's not a CV, it should be a cover letter. Add branding to your cover letter. It can be your professional logo or maybe specially selected fonts and special formatting. So that's all for today's session. Thank you so much for being with me today. I hope you liked it. You can ask questions in the comment section below. Do not forget to subscribe to SFT blog and also SFT YouTube channel.